Most men over 40 think God forgot about them. That's the lie. You see the younger guys getting attention, getting married, building families, posting perfect lives online. Meanwhile, you're alone, older, quieter, wondering why your life feels delayed. But here's what most men don't realize. God works differently in the life of a single man over 40. And if you misunderstand that season, you'll waste the most powerful years of your life chasing validation instead of becoming dangerous. Because this is where most men fail. They treat loneliness like punishment. So they panic. They become needy, desperate, over-available. They start lowering standards just to avoid being alone. They text too much, explain too much, chase women who already showed low interest. And that energy destroys attraction before it even begins. And that's exactly why many men get weaker with age instead of stronger. Here's what you don't understand. A man over 40 who can stand alone without bitterness becomes rare, extremely rare. Most men need constant attention to feel valuable. They need noise, distraction, female validation. But the man God is building learns emotional control in silence. That changes everything. Because women don't respond deeply to a man who needs them emotionally. They respond to a man who chooses them without depending on them. Big difference. And most men never learn it. See, when you're younger, you can hide weakness behind energy, looks, social status, attention. But after 40, life exposes you. Your habits show. Your mindset shows. Your emotional instability shows. That's why this season matters. God starts removing distractions from your life, so you can finally see yourself clearly. Painful, right? But necessary, because the single man over 40 has something younger men usually don't. Perspective. You've already seen what chasing the wrong people does. You've seen fake loyalty, temporary attraction, emotional manipulation. You've watched men destroy their lives because they couldn't control desire. And now God is teaching you restraint. This is where attraction changes too. Young men think attraction is about impressing women. Older high-value men understand attraction is about emotional stability. A calm man stands out in a chaotic world. Think about it. Most men react emotionally to everything. Rejection destroys them. Delayed replies make them anxious. A woman pulling away makes them chase harder. But a man who stays grounded, a man who remains focused on purpose, health, discipline, faith, and peace, that energy feels different. Women notice it immediately, not because he's trying to attract attention, but because he doesn't need attention to feel powerful. And that's the secret. Scarcity creates value. Not fake games, real scarcity. Your time becomes limited. Your energy becomes intentional. Your presence becomes selective. You stop giving every woman instant access to your emotions. And suddenly people respect you more. Funny how that works. This is also why many single men over 40 accidentally become more attractive than they were at 25. Not because of looks, because of emotional weight. You speak slower, react less, observe more. You stop trying to prove yourself every 5 minutes. And women feel safer around a man who controls himself. That's what most men completely miss. Women are not always looking for the loudest man. They're looking for the most grounded one. The man whose emotions don't collapse under pressure. The man who doesn't beg for love. The man who has peace even when he's alone. And here's the part nobody talks about. God often isolates a man before elevating him, because isolation reveals dependency. This is where most men fail again. Instead of building themselves during isolation, they become addicted to distractions, endless scrolling, cheap attention, empty relationships, temporary pleasure, anything to avoid sitting alone with their thoughts. But the man who uses isolation correctly becomes sharp, disciplined, focused, unshakable. And when that happens, your entire presence changes. You stop over-explaining yourself. You stop chasing people who are unsure about you. You stop trying to rescue everyone. You stop seeking permission to feel valuable. That energy is magnetic, because confidence after 40 is different. It's quieter, more dangerous. It's built through loss, discipline, and self-control, not hype. And women can feel the difference instantly. Here's another truth most men don't want to hear. Neediness ages a man faster than time. Nothing drains masculine energy like desperation. A desperate man negotiates his standards. A desperate man tolerates disrespect. A desperate man becomes emotionally reactive because he fears losing attention. But a man aligned with purpose, he walks differently because he knows his life has meaning beyond validation. That's where real attraction begins. Not in chasing, in becoming. And that's exactly how God works in the life of a single man over 40. He slows you down so you stop living emotionally. He removes people so you stop depending on approval. He delays certain relationships so you can build discipline first. Because if a man gains love without emotional strength, he usually destroys the relationship anyway. Hard truth, but true. The strongest men are not the men who get the most attention. They're the men who master themselves. And once that happens, something strange begins to happen in your life. You stop forcing connections. You stop performing. You stop fearing loneliness. And ironically, that's when people start feeling drawn to you. Because calm masculine energy is rare now. Very rare. Most men are emotionally addicted to being wanted. You become powerful when you no longer need constant proof of your value. That doesn't mean becoming cold. It means becoming centered, focused, intentional. You love without losing yourself. That's the difference. So if you're single over 40, stop seeing it as evidence that your life is behind. Maybe this season is preparation. Maybe God is teaching you the one thing modern men avoid at all costs, mastering yourself before attaching yourself to someone else. Because a high-value man is not built through chasing attention. He's built through discipline, emotional control, purpose, and peace. And the man who finally understands that, he stops begging for love and starts becoming the kind of man love naturally respects.